Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Philomena Ehikwe. I will be your moderator for today. You're all welcome to Zoracom webinar, March edition. And so today we will be discussing root cause analysis, how root cause analysis can be of great benefit to you and to your organization, and how root cause analysis can improve the quality of your organization. So I hope you gain value for your time. So today we have us, one of our experts. His name is Mr. Leo Asso. Mr. Leo is a senior specialist tech in Zoracom. Okay, Mr. Leo, over to you now.
All right. Thank you again. Glad to have everyone here today for today's webinar that I'll be hosting. So our topic of discussion here today is root cause analysis. We're going to define exactly what it is, what the goals and importance of root cause analysis are, and how these goals can be accomplished with Miro to empower your business and your organizations. So to begin with, modern enterprises in today's world rely on distributed interconnected systems for operations. And issues in these networks can have very serious implications for businesses and organizations. In order to prevent these problems, network administrators will utilize techniques like fault analysis and performance management in order to maintain quality of service for their customers, for their shareholders. And root cause analysis is a very crucial part of this network issue resolution and fault management. So we're going to discuss what root cause analysis is, that's RCA, what are the goals of RCA, and why is RCA important? And we're going to prefer our solution for this particular problem. So what is root cause analysis? Well, root cause analysis, RCA for short, is the process of discovering the root causes of problems in order to identify appropriate solutions. So to define it more in depth, it's about going beyond the superficial cause and effect, not just looking at the surface level at immediate symptoms and trying to rectify them at that surface level, but going beyond that, going deeper. Root cause analysis shows you where these process systems that degraded or failed in the first place, that what issue caused these failures or these problems in the first place. You do this by collecting, analyzing data from various sources, and this can vary dynamically, networks, your traffic flows, your device configurations, what have you. And with these tools, network administrators are able to diagnose and troubleshoot problems more efficiently, reducing downtime and improving network performance. So there is a set process to root cause analysis. The first step is to define the problem that you're trying to solve. You've identified the issues, that's the immediate issues that you're trying to solve that you've pinpointed. You collect data to assist you in identifying the causal factors. Once you collected this data, you're able to identify possible causes and relationships between these issues, between these problems, to find where they stem from. And once you've been able to identify these factors, you can then use that information to identify the root cause. So that is the aim of root cause analysis, identifying the root cause. And by identifying this root cause and implementing solutions to rectify this root cause, to rectify that root cause and any other symptoms, any dependent issues that you are facing. And that is the process by which you perform root cause analysis. So what are the goals of this process in the first place? The first goal, that's the primary goal of root cause analysis, is of course to discover the root cause of the problem or the events. When you've discovered it, then you can now move on to the second goal, that is to understand it. You've discovered it, you've identified it, isolated the problem. Now you need to understand how to solve that problem as quickly, as efficiently as possible. And in order to learn from the issues that arise from that root cause. And these two now are like a reactive aspect of root cause analysis. You find issues occur, you quickly respond to them, identify them, you isolate them, and you understand how to fix them. Now, once you have a reactive process, you can then become proactive, taking what you learned from this analysis to systematically prevent future issues and to repeat successes. So as you learn from previous incidents using root analysis, you're able to use those insights better for future issues and to be able to treat them more efficiently. So those are the goals of the root cause analysis process. So just to give an illustrative example, rather than just being prosaic about it, let's say your problem is network reachability. You have a very distributed network with intermediate connections. You have a hub, you have your endpoints, and in between you have your switches, your routers, your gateways, and so on. And you know that because of the nature of your network, a failure, a fault at one point can cascade into faults at other points. So when you have a fault that cascades in such a manner, it's important to be able to quickly identify what the root cause of that is. So just for example, let's say you have a situation like this. Multiple nodes are in your network are unreachable. And in a larger network, it can be hundreds of nodes, thousands of nodes that all need to be brought back online as quickly as possible. Now, rather than going through the entire network trying to identify the symptoms, when you apply root cause analysis, you are able to pinpoint and optimize your recovery process by determining, okay, what issues are the root causes and what issues are the symptoms. You identify your root causes and find out the relationship between those root causes and the other problems you're having. And once you've done this, you can resolve issues much quicker because there's less to do. And with this insight you've gained, you can also apply this in the future. So knowing, okay, where you need redundancies, what is actually the cause. When future similar problems occur, what is the fastest way to solve them? These are some of the valuable insights you get from root cause analysis. So, of course, tying to that, you need to understand why is it so important to perform root cause analysis. Well, first of all, the most important thing, it helps organizations maintain network availability and reliability. A lot of organizations, enterprises today, depend heavily on large interconnected systems that need to be online and operational constantly 24/7 with minimal downtime. So by applying network root cause analysis, you're able to maintain availability of and reliability of these networks. And on the flip side, when you lose this availability, what is the impact on the organization? Well, you lose productivity, you lose revenue, and it damages an organization's reputation. Imagine a telco that is constantly facing network loss, that customers are constantly losing network connectivity, or a data center in which servers are constantly going down and it takes too long to resolve these issues. Network root cause analysis can help you prevent these kinds of negative outcomes by identifying and resolving network problems before they have significant impact on your business. So we've discussed the problem. Now, what is the solution for organizations? Well, to perform this network root cause analysis, you need an intelligent, adaptable, a very powerful solution. And our solution is best in class. That's our Zoracom mirror solution. It gives us the edge we need to enable our client to have high-end network discovery, observability, monitoring, traffic analysis, fault analysis, configuration management, change management, and performance metrics of their networks and their infrastructure components. Mirror helps you to automate root cause analysis and shows you the sources of your network issues and problems, the affected devices and areas, and this allows you to perform very effective and very optimized troubleshooting. And of course, all of this is based on the data that Miro collects, fault and performance management data. So can discuss that in length. So Miro performs root cause analysis by collecting and analyzing this data from the various sources within your network. It's a multi-platform, multi-vendor solution that supports any kind of configuration, network, device that you have, API and such. Your different network devices, your switches, your routers, your firewalls, your servers, your applications, both physical and virtual, and so on. It supports all of this and is able to collect your data from all of this and analyze your data with minimum disruption to your network operations. It will use advanced algorithms such as machine learning and such to identify patterns and anomalies within your data. And this can help you to identify root causes of network problems, among other things. So what is the process of root cause analysis? How do you actually achieve this with Miro? Well, first of all, as we said, if you collect and analyze your data, then it will use this data to identify these potential root causes, since it knows the relationships between your KPIs and your network elements. It uses your network congestion data, your hardware failures and misconfigurations. It's able to identify these kinds of potential root causes of network problems. And once it has identified these causes, it's able to correlate this data. So correlating the different information that it has been together from different parts of your network. And then with these correlations, it's able to now recommend courses of action for you and your operations, such as configuring devices that have faulty configuration, replacing faulty components, increasing capacity in places where you have congestion and things like that can help you get back to your high quality of service in as minimal time as possible. And in tandem with Miro, we're also able to provide support as Zoracom with our state-of-the-art network operations center, providing you complete observability into the various aspects of your network, including your traffic patterns, your network performance, and your service availability. We pride ourselves with this ability to quickly and accurately identify and resolve your network issues. With our well-structured change management and configuration process to prevent downtime and improve network reliability, also ensuring that your users and your customers can access the services they need without interruption. And our training team of experts will always ensure that your organization can meet up and exceed your SLAs, so ensuring that your quality of service with your clients and partners will always remain top-notch. So in conclusion, we've discussed how Miro can perform RCA for your business and organization by collecting and analyzing data from various sources within your network, and by using our algorithms to identify your patterns and anomalies, to provide recommendations for resolving these problems and improving your quality of service and your performance, reducing your downtime, and increasing the efficiency of your network operations. Thank you again for joining our webinar. This has been our talk on root cause analysis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Leo. That was a very informative session. That was so wonderful. Thank you very much. I believe every one of us must have gained something throughout the section. So now it's time for questions and contributions. Please, if you have questions, please drop it at the comment section. So, Mr. Leo, I have a question. This root cause analysis, how often can we perform this analysis? Is it that when you see a problem, immediately you start performing this analysis? How often can we do this, Mr. Leo?
Root cause analysis, thank you for the question, Philomena. Root cause analysis is an ongoing, a continuous process. From the moment you've integrated it into your network until the moment your network is being discontinued. Throughout the span of your operations, you should always be able to perform root cause analysis whenever issues occur, and always be prepared to use it to resolve potential issues. So you should always have it as a process that you can always apply.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Please, are there any questions or contribution? Okay, there's a question. Okay. It says, thank you for your presentations. I would like to ask, how do you track a problem to closure with RCA?
All right.
How do you track a problem? Okay.
Okay, so of course, RCA is part of a broader process of fault management. So with our mirror system, it's a combination of your RCA, your issue detection, your trouble ticketing, and your issue resolution. So RCA forms a part of that process. It's once you've detected your issues, we apply RCA to determine when and where your problems are stemming from and where you will need to apply resolutions. I also give recommendations about how you can resolve these issues. So of course, part of the fault management issue is the problem tracking. Once you've performed your issue resolution, then all your KPIs will be back into stable operation, and you'll be able to know that, okay, you've resolved the issue. And it takes the insight you've been able to collect from this fault analysis process to be able to prevent future issues and to be able to close future issues much faster and much more efficiently. So I hope that's a sufficient answer for your question. Mr. Olusegun.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Leo. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay, there is another question. It says, excellent presentation. However, does this analysis also allow for traffic analysis of the network system so as to predict trend and pattern that may possibly cause a problem?
Yes, thank you for the question, Mercy. Yes, so yeah, of course, the fault analysis and the root cause analysis is suited to the kind of issues you face. So if you are facing traffic congestion issues and such, then you will have to incorporate traffic analysis and traffic trends and traffic patterns. So we also incorporate all these processes into our root cause analysis procedure. And I also see another question here from Adobe. A company is not an IT or a telecom organization. Do I need to perform root cause analysis? Well, we focus on networks. And I think even if you are not the IT or the telecom organization, your organization is built upon an IT or communication or internet related network. Everyone, if you are a retailer, then I believe you have multiple locations and you make use of a sort of network to perform your operations. If you are in financial services, banks and such, and you have your network, you have your ATM networks, you have your transaction networks and such. So I think every organization is networked in some ways. And even if you are not primarily an IT organization, root cause analysis does come into play in improving your business operations. So I would say, yes, at some level, root cause analysis is an important part of every business operation. Since right now, I don't think any business doesn't, at the very least, isn't an internet related business. I hope that answers the question. All right. Any other questions?
There's another question.
I see one from, yes. What reports can be generated from RCA? Okay, so there are a lot of things that you can, insights that you can generate from RCA and from fault analysis generally. So for instance, you can generate reports relating to your SLAs. You can track how root cause analysis affects your downtime, your SLA requirements, and such. I think that is one of the core parts of fault analysis reporting. You can also detect how issues impact your network as trends about how issues in so and so areas impact your network as a whole. And you can see where, and these insights can give you information as to where you need to improve different components of your network, where you need greater capacity, where you need greater redundancy. And this is the kind of insight you get from the reporting that you generate from RCA. So thank you for that. I see another question. Spoke about using some design algorithms to learn from the system. Can you please elaborate? All right, so I think as a whole, we are currently in an era of machine learning and artificial intelligence enhanced analysis and visualization and system management. So using design algorithms and machine learning algorithms in the root cause analysis system grants you faster and greater insights than you can achieve through manual methods. So there are things like graph algorithms that you can apply to networks that more efficiently show you the relationships between different parts of the networks than you'll be able to do manually. Just as an example, since we are relating it to networking, graph algorithms, and you can also apply machine learning algorithms to see how you can improve, not just apply the root cause analysis, but also improve your root cause analysis process where it is, you can improve, say, let me think of a good example for that. Like what parts of the process can be optimized to even greater effect on your business operations. So I don't know, is that sufficient for you? Does that answer your question? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. All right.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Leo. Are there any questions, any more questions or contribution? Okay, in absence to that, we've come to the end of today's webinar. Thank you very much for being part of it. Thank you very much, Mr. Leo. And please, if you want a demo or you want to inquire about our products and services, such as our mirror solution or a Fortress solution, you can call the number on the screen. Or you can also check us out on our website, or you can send us an email via info@zoracom.com. Or you can also check us out on our social media platform, which is on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn. Or you can send us an email. Okay, and please note that this webinar is on a monthly basis, and by next month, April, we're going to be having another webinar. Same time, same date. So be on the lookout for a flyer or a newsletter, because we're going to be sending out information regarding that. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.